There's a lot of people looking at the future of aviation, and we did not feel that the reports that we had seen really delved deep enough into the range of players in the aviation business.
We felt that there was a need to do something different, to get a smaller group together amongst airports, airlines, and technology companies.
The most interesting part of the workshop is actually mixing people with a security background, with a government background, with airport building background, with an airline background. So you've got people from all aspects of the supply chain working together to try and solve problems for the traveller.
As passengers have more choice and as more passengers fly, the experience that they get is becoming more important.
The traveler experience, it's going to be a fully integrated process. Airline, airport, hotels will all get merged instead of just airlines selling airplane seats.
People in the industry talk about who owns the passenger. And I think really the passenger owns the passenger, but they can only really do that if they're being enabled by the personal technology.
Technology is essential. It allows us to have a personalised experience of travel. It allows us to have new kinds of control over the journey. We get access to more kinds of information.
We have to start building records of passengers so that we can have some targeted apps or messaging that goes to the passenger based on their previous experiences, and that again adds to the experience that the passenger has.
The ability to analyse data will become really important, both in terms of understanding the personal and the passenger's preference, and also making the journey as efficient as possible.
It's a lot more cost-effective to manipulate data than it is to build a huge terminal building or more check-in counters or more immigration desks. So let's use data to facilitate that and increase the capacity of our airports.
Everybody is working towards key objectives, as in reducing the footprint of a terminal building, I would say, reducing the pinch points of a passenger as he's traveling through the different processes. And third is reduces waiting time in the terminal.
Security is an interesting one because the travel experience is sort of a welcoming, go through it, and then all of a sudden the tables are sort of turned.
By and large, passengers are happy with screening in terms of the security outcome that it brings, but there are processes in that do bring anxiety. So we need to be focusing on how we can change those anxiety points within the existing infrastructure and model of screening.
There are technologies around putting behavioural overlays on CCTV cameras, so you can actually look at people's behaviour remotely, and then you could select them to be searched if they're behaving in an abnormal or a hostile way.
As security stands at the moment, it's relying on trying to detect the capability of a threat. Whereas in the future, particularly with risk-based screening, it's largely driven by identifying the intent of the person.
In addition to the security and the passenger data, we took a deeper dive on the bag aspects as well.
Your bag would have a radio frequency tag, so it has its own identity and security code, etc.
Even better, why could we not have a solution that delivers that bag to my hotel room?
People talk about things going fully technology or fully humanised. Actually, the balance is what needs to be achieved, because you have to cater for passengers with restricted mobility, you have to cater for the younger generations who are much happier talking to a smartphone than they are talking to a human.
Humanizing the travel experience is what's missing. There's a perception of a golden age of glamour and service, and it's really trying to capture that spirit again.
There are very, very many people involved in that process of getting from A to B, and if we work together across that process to optimise it, then from a customer experience point of view it becomes so much better.